Page 17, Cabaret. It's a very well-known song from the musical Cabaret. I look it over, it's three pages long. Treble, bass, clef, 2 sharps in the key signature. This is in the key of D major. So go ahead and do the scales and arpeggios for D major and B minor, because it has 2 sharps too. 4/4 time signature. I don't really have a lot to say. This is pretty straightforward, but a couple of things here on fingering. At the beginning, they have a 1-2-1. 1, 2, 3 here. And typically in this kind of thing, I'll do a 2, 3, 1. So I'm not using the thumb so much. But you're welcome to do a 1, 2, 1 if you want to. However, in the second measure, I recommend a 1, 2, 3 for the half note. This way the 4th finger's ready. That. So here. And that's an E sharp. I like to feel the melody. So I try and finger things that allow me to do that. They have quite a few E sharps in here. And measure 10, you get E sharps. And then measure 11, excuse me, no more. And they give you a natural sign, and that's nice. That keeps it clear. The sharp sign in measure 10 is not effective for measure 11. But they're being clear. They don't want you to think it, continue with it, so they're telling you make sure you play an E natural for measure 11. Yeah. Now, in measure 13, they don't give you a natural sign for the D, because you just had a D sharp. Again, they don't have to. It's a D natural anyway. 2. And in measure 15, hold the whole note down. Here. That's a G and an A there at the end. You're going from here to here. Now measure 17. Watch this rhythm. I'm holding this down during this, and then I lift it up when I do the second this. And make sure those are dotted rhythm. Bum, ba-dum, bum, ba-dum. I tend to want to do them even, but that's not what's written. And I have a little problem there in measure 18. First 2 notes are here and then here. I don't want to use thumb for both. So I got to change this fingering here for these. So in measure 17, it's here, here. Now I'm not holding the B flat down anymore on the 3rd beat. Then when I go on, now I'm going to do a 2, 3. They're repeated notes. I can change there. This way, the thumb is ready. So again, measure 17 is... Fingering is a little awkward, but again, this isn't really piano music. This is an arrangement of a musical piece that would have an orchestra accompanying it. We do what we can. The left hand just basically got the string bass part. Boom, 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 boom. 2, 4. 1. Not so much for that. Then I go back and put the hands together slowly. It's here. Because this is connected. I'm trying to connect it. So, and this isn't. And these notes in measures 4 are by themselves. Don't hold this down. It's pretty straightforward all the way through. Just try and make sure you're holding the notes down for the right length of time. The pedal's going to screw things up in places, but that's all right. You still hold them down correctly with the fingers. Now, once I get the hands working together, then I'll go back over it and remove all the hesitations except maybe the page turn. We'll deal with the page turn later, but no hesitations anywhere. Keep it slow. It doesn't matter. Hesitations anywhere, and then I add the articulation. This is fairly connected here. I'm trying to connect the melody anyway. The left hand's doing whatever it's doing. Measure 15, you do get a staccato. Here's staccato. And the measure 17, staccato. I would connect measure 24 and 25 together. Don't lift up between measure 24 after. No, connect all that together because it leads into it. It's just... So they do have a few staccatos in places. Look out for those. The measure 43, that last line, you accent. The last note is staccato and accent, just a little louder. Yeah, all right, let the wrist clap slow, but don't pound on the piano. Once I have the articulation more or less under control, then I have the dynamics. They apply to the melody. Moderately loud. Whatever you think moderately loud is. This in the background. And then measure 9, you're getting loud. And then measure 15, come down. Sort of soft. Now be careful on measure 17 and any other measure like this. These need to be very soft in the background. It should be clear to the listener that's melody. You get a crescendo up the loud and you can read the dynamics, have fun with those. And then once I do the dynamics, then I think about the speed. I tend to get carried away with this because it's fun to play. It just bounces right along. Having fun with it. Unfortunately, that's way too fast. It's just a moderato feel. Just take 1, 2, 3. Don't go any faster than that. That's plenty fast. That's plenty fun. Maybe you don't even need to take it that fast. Maybe a little slower. 2, 3, 4. We're almost feeling this in cut time. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2. We're feeling in cut time. 1. It's really more what it is. It's the feel. Remember, the speed isn't necessarily the speed of the beat. It's the feel of the piece. It needs to feel moderato. Now they've added up pedal in here, so let's talk pedal. Parts of this need to bounce, so you don't use pedal at the beginning. You need this, you need that silence. But then on measure 9, we want the overtones and we want to connect it. It's louder here. It's a contrast to what was at the beginning. And so we add pedal. Measure 9, you put the notes down first and then the pedal. And change it after you play the notes, and we're changing it with the left hand. We don't want to smear the left hand. No, we want that clean. So that's the way it's pedaled throughout. You just do basically that same kind of pedaling until you get to the end. Measure 43. This is loud here, and we're using the pedal more for overtones here. Here, measure 43. But you gotta lift it up on beat 3 for the staccato. And we can add one more pedal here, and that is the last note here. It's loud, it's staccato. We can add pedal to that one note, and we're going to staccato pedal it. That means the pedal goes down with the hand and up with the hand. The pedal and hand at the same time. So the last 2 measures here, it just adds a little more to that last note, just to add the pedal. But be careful because we don't want to lose the staccato. Now let's deal with this page turn. How do we get this page turn? And there are options. I've gone over them and over them in video after video. Ideally, the best thing is just memorize it. Or at least memorize page 17. Then you don't have to worry about it. Otherwise, we got to find somewhere where one hand isn't too busy, and it can turn the page. Well, if you have to leave out notes, you have to, but that's last choice. You never leave out notes if you can help it. If we have to leave out notes, fine. Which notes do we leave out? You can't leave out melody notes. You got to have those. So maybe at the bottom of page 17, the last 2 measures here, I do this, and then leave out the left hand from then on. That gives me time to turn the page with the left hand and go on. I can try that. There are other options I won't get into. You figure out, whatever you do, don't mess up the beat because you're turning a page. Figure out how to get the page turned and keep the beat steady.